Before there was a world, there was an angel named Lucifer, celebrated in heaven for his breathtaking beauty and sparkling wisdom. He shone brighter than any star, admired by all for his crucial role in the celestial hierarchy. Yet, something deep within him shifted. This beloved angel did not merely fall from heaven in a literal sense, he plummeted in spirit as well. From a place of distinguished honor, he was thrust into a stark reality of isolation, severed not only from the home he cherished, but from the radiance of God's glory as well. The story of Lucifer's descent, accompanied by a third of heaven's angels, and his transformation into Satan, is chronicled in the scriptures of Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Revelation. In this tale, he becomes the Prince of Darkness, the sovereign of this world. I aim to outline the three pivotal reasons behind this archangel's dark metamorphosis. Additionally, I'll shed light on how similar influences might be at play in our own lives, guiding you to recognize them so you can avoid the fate of turning away from God as he did. Lucifer's fall is a profound reminder of the fragility of grace and the peril of pride. It teaches us that no matter how exalted or seemingly secure, one can always be susceptible to downfall if we allow our hearts to stray from humility and the truth of our place beneath God. Let this story serve not only as a lesson, but as a beacon to guide us in holding fast to what is good and true, resisting the seductive pull of pride that once cast a radiant star into shadow. The first reason Lucifer fell was pride. This angel, once radiant and revered, harbored a desire so deep it became his undoing. He wanted the world to revolve around him. He longed for all of heaven to bow and worship him. Holding a prestigious position in God's kingdom was insufficient. He aspired to ascend higher, to equal God himself. The book of Isaiah narrates his downfall, revealing his prideful declaration, "I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will make myself like the Most High." Yet, this towering ambition led only to his fall into the depths of the pit. Notice how often he used the word "I" in his bold proclamation. It echoes the depth of his pride and his intense craving for recognition. He went to extraordinary lengths to draw other angels to his cause. Today, this same prideful influence persists, seducing many with the mantra, "Believe in yourself," as though we could accomplish anything without leaning on God's grace and mercy. We all harbor potential, yes, but we must beware. The devil is cunning. Lucifer's aim was not merely to surpass God, but to stand as his equal, to claim a share of his power and glory. This very temptation is what he has laid before humanity since his fall. Turning to the book of Genesis, we witness the serpent using a similar tactic, persuading Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge with promises of godlike status. This insidious strategy of stoking pride has spanned millennia, continually swaying people to act from ego, because deep down, their hearts rebel against humility. If the peril is so apparent, why then do we still succumb? It's our ego, our inherent sinfulness, that drives us to inflate our worth, to believe that we are special, superior, and thus deserving of preferential treatment. Yet, this is a fallacy, as the Bible clearly illustrates. In Isaiah 41:14, God addresses the people of Israel as Jacob's little worm, not to belittle but to remind them that even as his chosen people, they could never equate to his majesty. They were mere worms in the face of the Almighty's power and greatness. This narrative isn't just historical, it's a poignant reminder for us today. It teaches us the dangers of pride and the necessity of humility. As we navigate our lives, let us not be swayed by the grandeur of self, but be guided by the humility that comes from understanding our true place in the cosmos. Let us remember that no matter our achievements or the praise we garner, we remain humble servants under God's great canopy, striving not for our glorification, but for the honor of the one who created us. Lucifer's second downfall from heaven was due to his vanity. He became captivated by his own reflection, ensnared by the beauty with which he was created, the most splendid of all beings. His heart swelled with pride, not just for his appearance, but also for his wisdom. His desire for the other angels to look upon him with admiration, to praise his flawless form, became his undoing. This preoccupation with image is a snare that Satan still employs to pull people away from God. We see a reflection of this temptation in the earliest pages of Genesis. There, the serpent entices Eve with the fruit's allure, its beauty catching her eye, though God had forbidden it. Drawn in by its appearance, Eve reached out and took it, and with that act, she sinned. This pattern of temptation isn't just a relic of ancient tales. It surfaces throughout human history. Consider the story of David and Bathsheba. David, upon seeing Bathsheba bathing, was so struck by her beauty that he neglected his responsibilities as king and as a servant of God. His desire led him down a path to adultery and ultimately to orchestrate a murder to cover his misdeeds. It is not to say that beauty itself is a sin. Indeed, the Bible recounts many godly men and women noted for their physical attractiveness. Yet, there is a caution here for those regarded as beautiful. Be wary. The world places great emphasis on looks, and the devil is keenly aware of this. He exploits our fascination with beauty, coaxing us towards temptation and even idolatry, leading us to worship not God, but our own images. In these stories, we find a timeless warning. The beauty that God creates can either inspire awe and thanksgiving towards Him, or it can become a tool for our own downfall, when pride and vanity lead us to elevate ourselves. It's a reminder to hold our blessings lightly and to live with humility, ever mindful of where our true value lies, not in our appearance, but in our devotion to the path of righteousness. Lucifer's fall from heaven, the third cause of his exile, was his potent gift of persuasion. This angel, driven by a deep desire to stand as an equal to God, sparked a vast rebellion among the celestial beings. The book of Revelation recounts a fierce battle where Michael and his angels confronted the dragon, Lucifer, now Satan, and despite his formidable forces, he was defeated and cast down to earth. But how did Lucifer, once a revered and beloved angel, persuade a third of heaven's angels, depicted as stars, to join his side in rebellion? The book of Ezekiel offers some insight. Adorned with every precious stone and anointed as the guardian cherub, Lucifer possessed a presence that captivated those around him. There's also a hint that music, a powerful and divine expression, might have played a role. Perhaps it was through his celestial hymns, meant to honor God, that he subtly wove his rebellion. Today, it's believed that Satan continues to wield music as a tool to sway the hearts and minds of people, twisting it to propagate messages that clash with Christian values, promoting lifestyles filled with promiscuity, substance abuse, and violence. This manipulation of music underscores his ongoing strategy to entice humanity, appealing to our vanity, ego, and thirst for power. The tale of Lucifer is a reminder of the dangers of pride and the consequences of rebelling against God. In stark contrast stands Jesus Christ, the epitome of humility and service. Born humbly in a manger, living a modest life, Jesus chose the path of sacrifice rather than succumb to earthly power. His life and teachings stress the importance of service, the love of neighbor, and the surrender to God's will. By immersing ourselves in God's word, we gain the wisdom to distinguish between these two divergent natures and the strength to resist the temptations that would lead us astray from righteousness. In essence, while Satan epitomizes chaos and destruction, aiming to corrupt God's creation and mislead humanity, Jesus offers redemption and the hope of reconciliation, even amidst our flaws and missteps. This understanding of Lucifer's fall and Jesus' message equips believers with the perspective and tools needed to navigate their spiritual journey, striving to emulate Jesus' humility, love, and devotion to service. These are the foundational values at the very heart of the Christian faith. By embracing these teachings, we align ourselves with divine principles, resisting the snares of Satan and following the path laid out by Jesus Christ.